Hey guys, in today's video we have some more updates regarding the Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 ports. Now, we are going to go over some discrepancies that were found yesterday by Remaster Radar, and these are quite interesting if I have to say because we do have something regarding hardware, and we do also have something regarding a different version of the game. The most exciting news I feel like we've gotten since the news broke on Monday, but it is something, it's more than just, talking about the FPS and how it's intertwined with the physics. And in that video, I wasn't saying that, we shouldn't have 120 FPS. I was just saying maybe it was better for the overall game, considering that, when you do approach 90 FPS, the game does start to get a little wacky when you go above that. Like on Die Rise, if you play on 100 FPS, you can actually slide down slopes a lot easier and it's easier to fall off the map. Or you can't, use the paralyzer to get up to mule kick or sleight of hand. It's those types of things that I don't know if Activision is just going to say, let them deal with the bugs and let's optimize the game, or just lock it at 60 to prevent things like that from happening. Now, the first big update regarding the PS4 build of the game. Now, Remaster Radar said a Neo mode flag was found within the game files, and that basically entails that the game will be utilizing the hardware of the PS4 Pro to its full capacity. Now, we're talking about 1080p or 1440p for the PS4 Pro, and the reason why I do think that that is a good decision is because people who don't want to spend money on a PS5 just to play at 4K and a stable FPS will be looking to go towards the PS4. But the issue is that the PS4 odds are would be locked at 1080p. So the reason why I think that this is great news, better than people expect, is because those who don't want to break the bank trying to save up for a PS5 just to play this on a high resolution and a high FPS, your only other option is no longer 1080p, it seems. You will have the ability to play in 1440p, which is great because the PS4 Pro will not be as expensive as the PS5, obviously. So that will be one route that players can go down if they want to play, at 60 FPS and 1440p. The PS4 Pro might be the most logical console to buy if you're just going to buy a PlayStation to play these ports. If you're going to buy a PS5 to play other games, single player, new AAA releases, or just, maybe even indie dev games, it does not matter. If you want to play the PS5, you buy the PS5. I'm not telling people how to spend their money. I'm just saying the reason why this is so great is the people who are just buying PlayStations to play this, the PS4 Pro now seems like it is the most logical way to go. But we do have to take a step back a bit because there is a discrepancy when it comes to the flag, and that is it's only found in the Black Ops 2 file. It is not present in the Black Ops 1 file. That does not mean that Black Ops 1 will not be optimized to run on the PS4 Pro, but for now, it does seem like only Black Ops 2 has the flag and can run on the PS4 Pro hardware, based upon what Remaster Radar has found. That is one discrepancy that was just found. Now, another discrepancy that maybe, seems a little more minor compared to that one is that BO2, not Black Ops 1, BO2 is still missing its EU build. So if you're in Europe, that does not mean Black Ops 2 is not releasing in your geographical region. It just means that the build is still missing. It obviously can still release whenever they shadow drop it. I'm just saying that is another discrepancy that Remaster Radar has pointed out recently. So if they don't launch together, it does look like Black Ops 1 would be the one to go since Black Ops 2's EU version is still missing, but I don't think they'll be launching these ports separately. I would assume they can release the EU build whenever they shadow drop the game, but we're going to get into that because there is another interesting aspect we're going to cover when it comes to the ports. And I know people want to talk about a release date. That's really all people care about. People don't even care about graphics anymore. They don't care about consoles. They just want a release date. When are these coming out? And rather than talk about speculation, let's go over Activision's patterns, right? Because patterns are the best things that we can look at to indicate behavior and predict the future. And the reason why I was able to actually predict them doing something like this, like these ports, a year ago, was because I just saw the player base dwindling out and it just snowballed from there. But I remembered something interesting, and this is regarding the MW2 campaign remastered. And I see a lot of similarities when it comes to this and the MW2 campaign remastered situation. I know that game released a little while ago now, but It was a shadow drop. Activision did confirm the game's existence on the day that it actually released. There was no 2-3 days before it came out they confirmed it. They confirmed MW2 Campaign Remastered the moment it launched. The IGN article even confirms that. I'll put the screenshot up for you right now. And in this article, it says something interesting. It says that the only leak pertaining to the MW2 Campaign Remaster was in Germany because of an early listing. So Activision confirmed a game's existence on the day it released after only one leak, and the leak really wasn't even substantial. So Activision confirmed a game's existence on the day they released it when there was only one maybe substantial leak, if that. So anyone saying we need an official announcement from Activision, although you're right, it could come the day of the release. There is a history for this. There is a precedent for this. They have done this before in the past. And like I said, the best way to try and predict what they're going to do is just look at the patterns that they've done in the past, the way they release their games, the way they market their games. Think about it. Think about it, right? When were we talking about Call of Duty the most when it was in its prime, about the next release? It was in the spring and the summer, right? You can feel it's that same hype again of seeing that teaser trailer in May, and then June you get the multiplayer trailer, or you get the zombies trailer, and then you get the gameplay trailer. All throughout the summer, they're dropping new little tidbits, little nuggets, and then in the fall, they really ramp up the marketing campaign. Live action trailers, I can see that the interest in Call of Duty is actually working the way it's supposed to. When it comes to even the calendar, it's kind of crazy how enthusiastic people are. Cautiously optimistic, I'll say. Everybody's got their hopes where they should be. Not high up off the ground. It's really, maybe an inch or two off the ground, I would say. It's kind of reasonable. But we're at the point where we're not even talking about the history anymore. We have to look at this logically. And I have not seen a lot of people talk about this on X or on YouTube. But the reason why it could be a shadow drop on the 19th is because I have seen little to no people mention the beta. Every single time I see somebody mention July or August, right? Why would they do that if odds are the beta is going to be when? In August? The latest? Maybe July? If the game is going to release in October, the beta is not going to be in September. I would hope not. So logically, you would think July or August. So why would they release two classic Black Ops ports to the PlayStation console when they have to then run their beta in the same month and start marketing for MW4? It makes the most logical sense to get people thirsty for Call of Duty again by shadow dropping this, which they have done in the past. Like I said, people forget. That is how MW2 Campaign Remastered went down. It's a little while ago, so people forget. But that's how it went down. And it's very possible that that's how it happens here. Like I said, don't get your hopes up. Don't expect anything. But keep an eye out. When the 19th hits, I don't know if you guys are East Coast or West Coast, but look for an official announcement. Look for the shadow drop, because that is the day most likely that it would happen, logically speaking. But, like I said, cautiously optimistic. I don't really believe anything until I see it, but the fact that it's happened before is a little reassuring to me. I don't know about what you guys think. Let me know down below. Do you think it will be a shadow drop like the MW2 Campaign Remaster release? Or will this be bundled up with MW4? Will they release it later on in the summer? Let me know what you guys think down below. We do have some solid updates. I don't know what to make of the discrepancies in the files itself. It's a little strange why one version is complete for a geographical region, but one version doesn't have it. I don't know why BO1 has the EU version and BO2 doesn't. If somebody can leave a comment and explain that to me, maybe they have to roll it out when they actually release it. Like I said, I'm not very well versed when it comes to coding. And also, if it's worth getting a PS4 Pro if you can't play both games on it. If that point, would you want a PS5 if you want to play on high resolution on both games? Will there be a PS4 Pro optimization for both games? It's a little strange. I don't know if there is an explanation for these discrepancies. It is, like I said, a little early on. It's only the 16th as I'm making this video right now at night. So we'll have to wait and see. I don't know if we'll be getting, any emblem editor or theater mode. That remains to be seen. I don't think there's anything in the files that can indicate that. But let me know what you guys think down below. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.